Is that to help move cows?
I think so. I'm all lost already.
Are you gonna help move cows?
Yeah.
When?
When Mommy's done measuring this.
Oh. I'm gonna talk to the camera soon when you do farm work.
Why can't you do it right now? I don't care. I like hearing you. You do a good job.
Well, I just need more time to do it.
Okay.
Good morning, family. I had a busy day today. I just got my room and we're probably gonna take some time today. So we want to see how long it can take for moving cows. So we're moving cows and trying to get Annabelle to milk. So let's get into it. Let me show them the cows. Hello, family. We have a visitor come over. We have cows and Mom and our say cheese.
You don't have to get that close. You can stand in front of me or behind me. What?
He wants the camera.
I'm going to move fence. You don't want to go with... Go. Daddy's walking right there. Do you see him? Yeah. Go walk down there. You guys are fine.
Daddy will save us from coyotes?
Yes. Good morning, family. Well, it is a new year, and I don't know why. I always love a new year. Like, it just feels, and I know it's all psychological, but it just feels like refreshing, you know? It's the start of a new year, and every day really is like the start. You can, you don't have to wait till the new year to start something, to be a better person, right? Like, it just, every day. But anyways, I digress on that. I love a new year. I love the start of the new year. Just is a cleansing. It's a refresher. We can kind of put away anything from the year before that wasn't exactly how we envisioned or wanted. And there always is. There's always things that, like don't go the way you planned, right? I mean, we made a big move, obviously not this year, not 2022, but the year before, but it was towards the end of it. So really 2022 was the year of our quote unquote big move, starting the farm, getting things set up, new baby, new state, everything. So 2022 was a big year for us. Some things went well, some things didn't go well. The business is taking a little bit longer than we had hoped to get rolling. Not that we hoped, that's not really the right word for it, because we really had no idea how long it was going to take. We knew it was going to be tough getting going. One of the things that has been extra tough, though, has been costs going up. When we moved out here, we had a plan for how much things were going to cost to build, to get going, all that kind of stuff. And costs have pretty much doubled since we, made that plan. And obviously we did adjust things financially, but it's still been, sorry, I'm out of breath because I'm moving cows. It's still been a lot more expensive than we planned for. We planned a certain amount of money for living expenses, groceries, fuel, etc. And those costs have really skyrocketed in the last year. So obviously it's been a little bit tough, but things are getting going. We're doing what we can. We know how to run a business. We know how to get customers and make them, help them understand the value of our product. So we're not worried about it, but it's just one of those things that things don't always go the way that you think they're going to go. So anyways, my whole point is a new year is really an option, at least for me, to focus on how I want this year to go. A few years ago, we had some pretty rough times. 2019 really was rough for us. We had tried to get into some enterprises that didn't work out for us. We were trying to breed some pigs and put all of our stock in those. We didn't order any piglets. So when the sows didn't breed, we were out of pork for probably a good 6 months. We were out of pork, and that really hurt our business. That was the year that we had a feral cat population that just exploded on our farm. We worked with the county at that time to trap cats and have them tagged and rehomed in other places with other feral cat populations. In about a month period, I trapped 19 feral cats off of our farm in 1 month. 19 feral cats. They were getting into our brooders and eating our chicks. No matter how hard we worked on keeping everybody safe, they were catching chicks, sticking their hands through the welded wire on our chicken tractors and pulling them through. We also had a fox family. I'm telling you, 2019 was awful for us. Everybody complains about 2020 with COVID and everything. 2019 was about the worst possible year that we ever could. So, we had a fox family that came through. I remember one time I moved 160 chicks from the brooders at 4 weeks out into our chicken tractors at the time, came out the next morning and something had dug underneath the chicken tractor, and all out of one of the tractors, and all 80 chicks in that tractor were gone or dead. 80 chicks like that overnight. It was insane. So anyways, my point being is that in 2020, I kind of set my intention for the year. I'm big on the whole mental, stuff. I think it makes a big difference in our state of mind, makes a big difference in our actions and how we view things and all of that. So I set my intention for that year, for 2020, and it was intentional, actually. My intention for the year was intentional, that every single thing that I was going to do was going to be intentional for building our business back up, for cultivating our customers, and for getting our life, back in order. I had a brand new baby. We had 2 under 2. It was insane. And then COVID hit. It was even more insane. But 2020, we bounced back from the farm better than we ever had. And then obviously we moved in 2021. I don't think in 2021 I had set my intention for the year. This year, I don't know. I'm having a hard time figuring out what I want my intention for the new year to be. I've been going over it over and over in my head. I feel like focus is a good word for me this year. Just whatever it is, whatever I'm working on, whether it be the marketing for the business or my YouTube channel or the kiddos or the home or whatever it is, focus. I want to really focus my time, thoughts, and energy into whatever project needs me at that time. So giving something my undivided attention as I can, and really focusing on that item and seeing it through to fruition. So I think that's going to be my word. My intention for the year is focus. I may revisit that in a couple of weeks. We'll see. But I think that's what I'm feeling. That feels good to me. That feels right to me, is focus. Because we really do need to focus. We need to focus on building, our customer base and all that stuff. We're doing fine. We are getting customers. It's a slow process. If you're in the Kentucky area or Ohio area, somebody or yourself is looking for raw, grass-fed, pasture-raised, organic-fed meats, you know where to find us. Anyways, so my point being with that is it's a new year. One of the things that we're also doing is we're participating in the 1,000 Hours Outside Challenge. I've heard of this for a couple of years. I'll link below in the description if you don't know anything about it. Ryan and the kids are like running down by the creek and they're hollering and I could hear them. It's like bouncing back to me. So anyways, we're participating in the 1,000 hours outside challenge. I'm certain that we're not going to have any problem getting 1,000 hours outside. And that's one of the reasons why I've never really tracked it, because I'm like, we live on a farm. Of course, we're going to get 1,000 hours outside. But I am actually curious, how many hours a day do we spend outside, or month or week or whatever it is. So we started tracking today. It's actually what is today? Today's the 2nd. So I missed yesterday. I didn't track it. We didn't spend a whole lot of time outside yesterday, maybe an hour or so. But yeah, so we're going to start tracking that. Today, we have to move the beef cows. They're very much ready, and we are going to try milking Annabelle. We've got the milk stand ready, and we're going to give it a shot. We're going to try and get her in there and see if we can get some milk out of her. We have not milked her at all, so hopefully she is still in milk. I'm sure she is. I've seen Tim nursing off of her, so I think we're fine. But first, we need to get the cows moved because they're hungry, and then we're going to head over and do that. So come along, let's go. Okay, it's like warm today. I think we have a high of 64 or 66 today. I am sweating and I'm just in a t-shirt. I mean, long sleeve t-shirt, but still a t-shirt. It is warm, which it's nice. After, last week, I'm all right with a little bit of warm weather just to kind of make life easy for a little bit. And honestly, looking at the weather, we're not supposed to really get any extreme cold, at least through the 15th of January. A couple days there's a high of 39 or 42, but nothing crazy where, it's gonna freeze for days or anything. So it's a nice little reprieve. I know we need the cold weather. I know we need the snow to, kill things off and complete that earth cycle, but it is nice to have a little bit of a break after negative 23s. It is nice. All right, fence is up, cows are moved. I need to go get I'm gonna go move their water trough. It's funny, Ivory just came cruising over to me and she totally heard Ryan and the kids out there and she took off. She's checking out what's going on with them. I love these dogs, man. I tell you, they're the best addition to our farm. I got the water running for the cows. I'm actually gonna run down and see where Ryan and the kids are and join in their fun. Let's go see what they're up to. I love you. I mean, do they just live their best life or what? Honestly. Should I start a fire?
Please tell me I'm almost there.
Almost there where?
Up to the top of the tree.
No.
Whatever.
pine needle. She's just trying to lay eggs.
You think so?
Yeah. Do these chickens lay eggs?
I think that the one that Emma has is a boy, but I think the one that you have is a girl. Are you sure it's okay, Ella?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or she's not eating it.
No, pine needles aren't really their thing, sweet girl.
Do they?
What are the chickens doing, Ella?
Kissing and they're getting married.
They're getting married.
Look at that on set.
So one thing, I don't think I talked about it this morning, or we haven't really talked about it honestly at all, just because it felt like so far away when we got her, but we are, hi, you say hi? You say hi? We are getting ready we're loosely on calving watch for Buttercup. She is due sometime, we're not sure exactly when, sometime in January and February, January or February. Anyways, it really could be any time. She doesn't look that ready, you know, where we're like concerned that it's going to be shortly. She is a first calf heifer though. She is not calved before. So she could bag up and be ready to calve like in 24 hours. I've heard of lots of people saying that their first calf heifers, they don't show signs of calving until they're imminent. But I did notice that her udder is definitely looking a little bit more there the other day. Hey, she's so friendly. She's so friendly. Oh, she's a pretty friendly girl. She's such a good cow. I can't wait. I hope that she is a good mama, because everything else about her is exactly what we want. You know, her being A2 and halter trained and everything else. So hopefully, you know, calving with her is not a problem. Like I said, I did notice that her udder, you could see, I'll try and find some other pictures of her, but it's definitely more there. It's definitely more pronounced than it was. It's more noticeable. So we are keeping an eye on her, obviously, you know, but we're out here, so we do see the cows. It's not like, you know, we don't see them and they're way out. So it's definitely something that we will be keeping an eye on. But she hasn't lost her ligaments. I don't know if you can see right here in Annabelle's. See how like it goes in right there, and that is not the case right here for Buttercup quite yet. So when we see those really start to sink in around her tail, her ligaments, then we'll know that calving could be imminent. But again, with Annabelle, it was just like I noticed her udder and her ligaments, and then the next day she calved. So it could be that fast. So obviously we're loosely on calving watch for the next 2 months until she does, and then hopefully everything goes smoothly, fingers crossed. But we actually are going to take a little break. The girls needed a nap. They were like cranky this morning. I'm not sure why. So we actually ended up putting them down for a nap before we milked Annabelle. So we're going to catch up with you guys tomorrow morning with milking Annabelle and the rest of our farm chores. So I'm going to head in. I just needed to let them out. The girls are down for a nap. Ryan ran into town to run some errands. I've got the baby, but we're going to hang it up for today, and we'll catch you tomorrow morning. All right, family. Well, it's the next morning. It's actually the next afternoon. I think it's like 12 o'clock. Ryan just took Ella to school. It's her first day back to school after the holiday break. She was super excited, and I think it's probably a good thing. Her and Emma were starting to kind of butt heads a little bit, so I think they definitely are ready for a break from each other. So it is a very rainy day. It rained all night last night. Thundered, lightning, the whole thing. I didn't sleep very well just because, you know, so much noise and everything going on. The power went off twice, went off and came back on. We have, like, our lights are all connected to Wi-Fi so that we can control them from like an app, you know, whether we're here or whatever. It's really nice. But the problem is if power goes off and then comes back on, the lights go on. So you actually have to physically go around and turn off all the lights again. So 2 times last night, I had to go around the house and turn everything off with the app, kids' rooms, and of course it woke Olivia up, so I had to put her back to bed 2 times. They use sound machines, so I had to turn those back on. And then last night, obviously you know that we're big football fans. Ryan's a huge Bengals fan. Last night was a big game for him, and a terrible, terrible tragedy happened during the game. So, you know, just watching that, and obviously it means, you know, we're not part of that, but being involved as far as just being a spectator of that tragedy and that scary event, I just didn't sleep very well. It's, you know, just affects you. So if you don't know what happened, a Buffalo Bills player collapsed on the field, had to perform CPR, was taken away via ambulance, and remains in critical condition at UC Medical Center. So just a really scary, scary thing. Nobody wants to see anything like that. You know, so anyways, my point being is that I didn't sleep very well with everything going on, weather and that, and, you know, all that stuff. So, and it's pouring down rain today. We're under a flood watch and everything. So we're not doing much work outside. I'm not going to milk Annabelle. They are filthy, muddy, and wet, and I just don't really feel like dealing with that today. So, we're going to wait on that for another day, maybe tomorrow or the next day. We'll have to see. So I just thought it would be fun. Actually, I am getting ready to make up a bunch of, lard. I'm going to render some pork fat into lard for our household, and I thought it might be fun for you to come along and see how I do it. Others may do it differently. Others may have different recipes or ways that they do lard, but this is how we do it. So come along, let's get this lard made for our household, and yeah, hopefully it gives you an idea of what to do with some pork fat. Okay, so basically what I've done is I just cut all the lard up, or the pork fat up, into like equal, they don't have to be perfect, but just kind of equal size chunks. That just helps everything melt more evenly. So you don't have like these big pieces and small pieces where everything is melting at a different time. So you cut it up into chunks. Just a little tip, when you're cutting it up, try and keep whatever hand that holds your knife free from touching any of the pork fat. It's very slippery, and it makes your knife very slippery. So try and keep I always try and keep one hand, my knife hand, clean. That way my knife is clean and I'm not slipping all over the place, because obviously that could be dangerous, you know, if your hand's slipping off your knife, or you have to wash your knife a whole bazillion times, and that sucks too. So anyway, so I get it all cut up into these chunks. I put a little bit of water at the bottom. Sometimes if I'm not going to be around where I can focus on it, I will put a little bit of water on just to make sure that it doesn't scorch. I'm going to be in and out of the house, or in and out of the kitchen today, so I'm not going to put any water in it, so I can just watch it. And then I just put it on the stove on low and let it sit. I just leave it there until everything is melted. Stirring it occasionally just to kind of mix things up. It will probably take all afternoon. This is a pretty big pot. I think I put like 10 pounds in here. So I'm just gonna let this ride, and then I'll show you what we do to it this evening. Okay, so now that all the fat chunks are pretty much melted down, there's just a little bit of like the meat and some of the, like, I don't know, gristle or whatever it is that's not going to melt. So what I'm going to do now is take it off of the heat and then strain it. I use just quart. I like the wide mouth jars just because it's easier to get like a spoon or whatever in. And I do like to use quart jars just because they're bigger and I can pack more in there. So I'm going to go gather up a couple of my quart jars. I've got 2 here, but I think I'm going to definitely need more. So I'm going to grab some of those, and then I strain it through just one of my tea towels. I just make it easy. I use one of my older tea towels, maybe one that's ripped or torn or stained really bad. And what I typically end up doing is just throwing it away when I'm done, because it's not really worth saving. So I'm gonna go gather up some jars, and then we'll get this stuff strained and put away. So what I use is just this is just a canning funnel and into my jar. And then I take my tea towel and I just tuck it into my funnel, and then just use a measuring cup, scoop it out of the pot, and put it right into there.
Good morning, family. Hi, family. I'm saying hi to family.
So once I get down to the point where there's only a little bit of liquid left, and it's a whole bunch of like these, I don't know what this is, meat chunks and that kind of stuff, then I'll take the whole pot and I'll put it in a big strainer and then finish up pouring it into the jars.
We're pouring the shopping cart out. Emma, put the shopping cart out right now. Where you going, please? Ella, are you done with this mat?
So then I'll take all the little pieces of whatever, I don't know what you want to call this, whatever this stuff is. I'll take all of these little pieces and I'll put them in this colander with the towel, and I'll just let it sit for a little while because there's a lot of liquid, there's a lot of fat still in these pieces. So I just let them sit here in this colander and drain. You can see so I just let them sit in this colander and drain. It's still, there's still a lot in there, and it'll sit there for a little while and I'll get another little bit. But out of, I think it was 10 pounds of meat or 10 pounds of fat, I got 3 quarts and 5 pint jars. So 3, 4, 5.5 quart jars of lard, which will last us, quite a while. I think I go through about a quart jar a month of lard. So this should last us, about half of the year, which will be real nice. And it's real nice just to do a big batch, get it done, and then pop these in the freezer or the refrigerator, and they're ready to go. And I use lard in anything that you need an oil for cooking. So I use it for when I make the kids scrambled eggs, or if I'm gonna fry anything in the frying pan, I will use lard instead of butter or like a seed oil or anything like that. So anyways, that's how I do lard. If you do it differently, if you have a way that you do it, let me know down in the comments. I'm always interested in hearing what people do. Don't mind our kitchen back here. We're still renovating. So anyways, that's it for right now. I'm gonna head out and do chores in just a little bit, and I'll take